Okay, so we're in for week 1. We have our 4 characters, the Woods Girl, Witch King, Dwarf, and Druid, all ready to go. You see their quest down below here, and the 2 events really that matter. The Elf Pathfinder showed up. Now, don't get me wrong, that Pathfinder, $6, the entire game, you can use all the secret paths. Done. That's actually a very, very good deal. Adds a lot of mobility for a character. So he's not a bad hire, but he is at the small campfire. No one knows what that is. So that's a little bit of a dicey. That's a little dicey. And indeed, boy, if he's down here in the Pine Woods, that's isolated. But the other 2 are the Druid, and then the 3 deliveries: the ale to the house, to the chapel, and to the guard. So I don't even know. Yeah, quest phase to pick these up. So it will cost the Druid 1 phase to pick one of these things up. And then he just has to, before the end of the game, make his way to that particular dwelling to score that point. Probably in 30 days, you can manage to get to one of these. So let's figure out our days for the characters here. So I think, yeah, we'll do that. So, Woods Girl has to get the Lost Castle, head to the challenge. She can also deal with bats right now. Although, keep in mind, her chit is super slow. So she can't be jumped by bats. She has to be hidden when she casts this thing. So I think the Woods Girl is going to, excuse me, start a video, yawn. Start a video and what? Yawn. Yes, 100%. So I think 1, 2, 3. And I'm pretty sure that we're just going to stop there. I mean, we don't like the soldiers. We start there because we can, and it's farther away from folks and so on. But I think she is just hiding and then moving, and moving. And that's going to be into the Oakwoods 2. Okay? And that's it. First turn, she just jumps into Oakwoods 2. And, I mean, you might as well turn this over, see what's there. Could be a campfire, could be one of your buddies there, and so on. So the Witch King needs to cross 3 bridges. I think that's his first goal, is to get these bridges crossed. In the meantime, though, I mean, he can certainly meet a giant. You don't want to have to kill one because you want to turn the trinket in. So we have to be a little bit careful. 1, 2, excuse me. We also want to find ogres. So why don't we hide 1, 2, 3? I don't love it. You know what? We actually don't have to hide. We can go 1, 2, 3, 4 down to the Nut Woods. So we're going to go down to the Nut Woods first. So we're going to move into the Nut Woods. Remember, we can cast Meld into Mist at a time of 2. That is fast enough to dodge pretty much everything in the game, no matter what. So we are safe and we're not going to cast this until we need to cast it, because there's no point in wasting that. I think the Dwarf's goal is clear. He's going to do Navigator, which he can just in the caves. So we're going to go 1, 2, and then our extra phase is going to be a hide. So we're going to move into, what is it, the cave? Is it the cave or the cavern? I always forget to look. That is the cavern, right? Yeah, the cavern is the loopy one. So we're going to move to the cavern, and then our extra phase is to hide, because we get an extra phase in caves. So how we play the Dwarf is, the Dwarf gets 4 phases, like everyone else, except he can only do 2 moves ever. Except in the caves, he gets an extra phase. right? So he has 2 basic, 2 sunlight phases, just like everybody else. He can only do 2 moves. In the caves, he gets 1 die to things, which is awesome, and he gets an extra phase. So he's going to move, and since he's in the caves, he's going to record an extra hide phase. Done. And finally, our druid, who wants to find the campfire, he also wants to trade with a neutral group and a friendly group. Now, the friendly group's going to be a problem because the friendly groups are Bashkars and Lancers, and they don't show up unless we find a campfire or the chapel, maybe. So what I am going to do is the druid is going to hide, and he'll hide twice just because, frankly, you know, the most dangerous thing the druid can do is be with people, and he will execute a trade phase. Doesn't really matter what happens in his trade phase as long as he executes it. And then he's going to move into Cliff 5. Done. And there you go. Those are our turns for day 1. And we are ready for a day 1 monster roll. So here we go. Here's the die. Let's see what we get. We get a 5. So it's spiders and imps. And I think that's it. Dwarf is first. Get these hide dice up here. Dwarf's going to go there. It's going to hide. He does. Oh, he only rolls 1 die. If I forget, so as a rule from now on, if I roll 2 dice and only mean to roll 1 die, the red die counts. The other die doesn't. That way I'm not, picking these dice up and re-rolling them, wasting time. If I roll 2 dice and then realize, 1 die only, it's the red die. Let's flip him because he's hidden. And now let's look at the chits. Smoke, so there's dragons, and roar 6, dragons and possibly trolls, as you can see here. So we got dragons and trolls. So on a 1 or a 4, that's a dangerous tile. Now what sucks for the dwarf is no treasure at all here. So we're probably going to burn and get our 2 navigates done, and then move down to the caves to hope for better luck. But nothing appears, and we're safe for today. And he is done. The Witch King goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and finds ruins. And ruins is going to be the wolves. I'm not a big fan. I wanted to find ogres, bones. That's okay. We can get this bridge done nonetheless tomorrow. And nothing appears because that's a roll of 3. So we're done there. The Woods Girl takes the opposite tack, 1, 2, 3. Now she is going to hide once. She does get 1 die hiding in all the quote-unquote wilderness tiles, and she does hide. And we get bones. So there you go. We have found ogres right there, potentially, for the Witch King. But she is done, because that only pops on a 3. And then finally, the Druid. The Druid is going to hide 2 times, which he only rolls a die. And he is hidden. He's going to execute a single trade phase with his neutral buddy. So he's going to look at the rogue's stuff, right? So we're going to grab these 2 treasures, hoping for something of interest. Alchemist Mixture, well, that's a potion. And the Elusive Cloak, also not great, actually. It's great on heavy, slow things. We're going to roll on this potion. So it's $4. Now, the chance of us getting it is almost nil. Since we're rolling 2 dice on the neutral table, we'd have to roll an opportunity. We'd have to roll that, double ones, effectively. But let's roll to see what's going to cost us. It's going to cost us no deal. But we did execute the trade phase. So I'm actually going to put here, we executed a trade phase with the neutral. And so that's one of 2 groups that we executed with, and we're good to go. And then we get out of Dodge, because there's no point in us sticking around here. We don't want anyone to show up and possibly get mad at us. So let's see what's in here. Bones. So remember, this doesn't draw anything for us, because we're the Druid. And Slither. Neither of these are going to draw for the Druid. Druid is quiet. Only sight chits alert for the Druid. So that is a quiet day 1. And we have covered, though, 1, 2, 3. We've covered 4 tiles, turned over 4 different. I mean, the map's going to clear quickly with 4 characters so split up. So let's see what day 2 brings. So the Woods Girl, she's mostly heading for her challenge, I believe. And what does that entail? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think she's going to go through the ledges. So to go through the ledges, so 1, 2, 3. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to end up here. So you can, without PvP, you can flip these guys beginning of the day. The beginning of the day is mostly for PvP. Normally, they only become unhidden before you start your turn. Not before, but here I go. So 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to go to Deep Woods 1. Going to hide, move, and move to Deep Woods 1. That's a good place for her to be. She could find the lost castle there. The Witch King is going to 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to move back. So his move is going to all the way be back to Nutwoods 5 again. Move, back to Nutwoods 5. But he will have crossed a bridge. I'm going to put a little B by him there. He's going to have crossed a bridge. That's 1. So I'm going to put B1. The Dwarf. So the Dwarf is going to try to find all of these paths here. So I'm going to do... So what if I get smoke, what's going to appear on smoke? So smoke is going to be this guy. And that guy's not super dangerous. I mean, he's non-trivial because we can't auto hit him. The Dwarf is not a fast attacker. The Dwarf is a fairly slow attacker, and you can see that. His attack chits are 4s at best. So the only saving grace is that because of our duck chit, he's gonna have to hit us. He's gonna have to line up with us, and so it's sort of an auto kill or a stalemate at worst with this guy, because we're gonna be able to cover our move with our attack. Unless the creature can undercut you, then he has to line up to hit you, and so the tactic is simply play your attack over your move. And that's great. We could fatigue a bit doing that, potentially, or it'll just stalemate out. And what I'm trying to discern, and the reason I'm actually wondering this, is because we're not going to go here to 6, so Roar's not going to bring anything to us. Could I just go 1, 2, and then execute a search instead of having to execute a hide as my extra move? And the answer is yes, you could. So I can go and move to Cavern 1. So I can move and move to 1. And then I'm going to do my extra phase is going to be a search for that passage. And I can use guide and automatically find it. And just then get out of dodge the next turn. Although, well, I shouldn't do that. What I should do is... nope, I shouldn't do that. You're right. I should move, search, and move. Because I need to find both of those passages in the cavern before I move on to the caves. So he is done. Now the Druid. So the Druid has executed half of the Envoy quest. This is... Oh, darn it. Okay. So I wasted a day there. I wasted a move. So I burned 2 phases. This is my fault. I'm going to go back, execute a quest phase, and move back here. But I don't need to hide. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to end up in 3. So I'm going to move back to the inn. I'm going to quest. I'm going to move and move to Cliff 3. So that was a little lame on my part. I wasted 2 phases for the Druid. So, and actually, technically, I wasted quite a bit more. I wasted 3 phases because I'm only going to get to here today, when I should really end up here. Oh well, such is life. All right, so we're on to day 2, and let's roll a monster roll for day 2. And the monster roll for day 2 is more spiders and more imps. So I don't think anything's going to appear today, if I'm guessing correctly. Woods Girl first. I mean, she might have something because she ends up there. Does she hide? Yes or no? 1 die, and she does. So the Woods Girl is hidden in the Deep Woods, and the Deep Woods is going to pull Stink and the Horde. Ooh, a sweet, sweet treasure location. And I believe, in the mountains, which this tile is technically a mountain, a spider. And so, there you go. She's pulled a spider. Done. The Witch King goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Nothing appears, and he is done, but he's got a bridge crossed off. So we're going to cross a bridge off. The Druid goes 1. He pulls a quest phase to pull, let's say, I think, to the house or to the chapel. Which is easier to get to? I don't think either. It really comes down to, I think we're going to pull to, do we hate any of those guys? Do we hate the Order? We're unfriendly to the Order. Do we care about the soldiers? No. The soldiers are an easier bet. We are unfriendly to the Order. We'll take the ale to the house. So we have ale to the house. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. We go there. And nothing's going to appear because, for our Druid, because he doesn't draw any chits. He does draw the chits, but he doesn't pull monsters to these chits. And this guy goes 1. He's going to do a search phase, but that's going to find him 3, 5 automatically because of guide. So we're going to cross guide off his sheet right now, because guide allows him to play during a search to find paths or passages without a roll, which he does. So we'll draw another card here for tomorrow. So that's his search, and he ends up there. Does anything appear? Nope, because it's spiders. And he is done with his day. But he can mark off Cavern 3-5 on the green side. Done. I believe that is it for all of our heroes. We get a hut. Ugh, goody. In the woods. I don't know if the dwarf cares about any of the visitors either. He likes the scholar. All right. So just so I remember, I'm actually just going to pull this. I'm going to pull this. I'm going to play it right here because he can place it wherever he wants. So him and the scholar right there. Done. And we are going to just put this aside. Okay. But we do have a possible fight. So in the end of day 2, and remember, in Magic Realm, you fight in the evenings. Everybody's happy in the morning, gets pissed off in the evening somehow. Do we want to kill this spider? The answer is, well, there's no reason why not to try for her aside from time. So the spider is untargeted. We're going to play the ambush game, which means we play this to ready the bow. We're going to play this to shoot the bow. And here you go. We're going to target that untargeted spider. And on the missile table, she needs to do heavy damage. So she needs no change. A 3, 2, or a 1. It's 50-50 to kill a heavy spider. She closes her eyes, shoots the bow, and guts the spider before he even can react. She puts one through one of his many eyes. That's going to score her 3 prowess. We score that in notoriety, and we put that in this first column here so that you can see how many prowess she has as we go. Now, the funny part is that one kill, because of the way that prowess, gold, great treasures, and spells are scored, she has technically scored 2 points right now, because if you're the winner of that category, you get, at the end of the game, you get 2 points. If you're the second place in that category, you get 1 point. Third and subsequent places get nothing. Oops, I didn't want to set camera 6. That's not ideal. So that one kill is worth 2 points to her right now until someone gets any other kill, in which case that will no longer be worth 2. It'll be worth less based on if they take her place or not. Let's see what the dwarf gets. He gets Troll Slayer, which is really good for the dwarf in the caves. Done. Okay. I believe that we are ready for the next day, day 3. So, I mean, the Woods Girl has the challenge. The Lost Castle's not here, so she's going to have to search some of the rest of the places. The Hoard, though, is a great, great, great treasure location. So I think it's going to behoove the Woods Girl to hide, move to the Hoard, and then search 2 times. I think that's a good use of her time for at least a couple days. Witch King, he's crossed a bridge. 1, 2, 3, 4. He can cross that bridge. So I don't think I mean, don't get me wrong, the Hoard's good for him too. I don't think we want to. Well, I mean, we could cross the 3 bridges in a heartbeat. The question is, so we're going to have to fight these guys to do it. That's an easy fiery blast kill, potentially, for those 2 guys. And then he'd have to melt into mist, and he can do it even if they flip to their light side. So I think we're going to 1, 2. But we don't want. We have to be hidden. 2. So we're going to hide and go to the ruins first. That is what we're going to do. So we're going to hide once, move, move, move into the ruins. Done. For now. And I know we got to cross the bridge, but I think we're going to kill those guys. Well, or 1, 2, 3. And we need to be alerted also. So let's see what's in the ruin first. It's a little bit of a waste of a day if doing the bridge. But let's go that route and see what the ruins holds. So our dwarf here, he's going to extra hide. Or he's just going to search, right? Search. Extra search. He has an extra. Sure. I mean, he only rolls 1 die to search. He should find this. It's a 50-50 chance to find that passage. The question is, do we move on? Like, do we do 2 searches and move to here, sort of get a jump on the last one, assuming that it's only a 25% chance to fail? Or do we do the 3 absolutely and sort of quote unquote guarantee that we get it done. Let's try to make the guarantee. Let's just get this thing done. So we'll search, and the same logic. If the dragon appears, I think we got him. If he does not appear, then we can just move out the next day. And the druid is going to go 1, 2, 3. And he will hide. He'll hide in ledges 6. So we're going to hide. We're going to be in ledges 6 when we hide here. So we're going to hide and then move, move, move. Ledges 6, done. So there you go. There's day 3, all written up, ready to roll. Let's roll a monster roll right now. Bats. And the dwarf is first. So the dwarf is not going to find bats, but is he going to find this passage? 1, 2, or 3 finds the passage. He has 3 shots to do it. That's 1 fail. That is a second fail. I'm glad I rolled 3 times. The third is a success. So he finds passage 1, 4. That is his second navigator mark. So let's cross 2 of them off, which we just did. And he is done with the day. The woods girl is going to move up here. She is going to hide. She rolls a single die to hide. She fails it. So she is exposed today. And then she has 2 searches. She also rolls a die. 1 or 4. Nope. 1 or 4. 3. Nope. She doesn't find this because locate does not find paths. So she finds nothing and she is done. And no bats appear because you don't see the orange circle. Witch King goes 1, 2, 3. He is trying to be hidden. He fails. And we get Dank, which is serpents, and Howl 4, which could be a bat. Bats are howl, but only in the mountains. Caves are goblins. So nothing in the ruin, which isn't terrible. Okay. And then the druid. The druid's going to hide 1, 2, 3, right? And he is hidden. It's the ruin, so bats, but he doesn't draw that. And the pool in 6. And he will draw that if indeed the octopus was up, but he doesn't have to. He is done. So interesting because another treasure location. It's the pool. The druid has guide spider or octopus. This is sort of what he needs to happen. So we'll think of, and the bats won't come to him because peace with nature. So nothing appears. We are all clear of monsters. Everybody just needs their third day. She's going to hide and search. This is the Witch King. So the Witch King hides twice, alerts once, moves into the ghosts. Done. Dwarf is moving on. So he goes 1, 2, and his extra move will be a hide. So he will move into cave. So he moves into caves. Last letter is an extra search phase. Done. Oh no, a hide phase. He's going to hide first before as he's figuring out what's here. Like, right, you always want to try to hide before you know what chits are there. Once the chits are there, you can make more reasoned decisions as to whether to hide or not based on what you know about the board. And the Druid. So the Ledges is all purple, so that doesn't help him much. No gray. He has gray magic. I think he doesn't even really need to hide because he can cast this no matter what. So I'm going to say he's going to simply search, 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 search. He's going to just go for it. And he is done. So that is day 4 written, and we have a monster roll to roll. And it's going to come up a 6, more bats. Okay. Woods Girl is first. She is hiding 1 die. She is hidden. She's going to search 1 or 4. 2, not good. That's 1 search. She's got this. 1 or 4. 5, no good. This is it. 1 or 4. 6, no. She finds Jackal and she is done. The Dwarf moves 2. He's going to hide 1 die. And he fails, so he is exposed today. And we're going to flip these. So Ruins is Goblins. And the Layer in 3. That's a good one. Holy crap. So that's a good treasure sites popping out of here. He is done. Druid. Searching 4 times. He needs a 1 or a 4 on these dice here. Nope, that's a fail. 1 fail. Success on the second one. So he has found the pool. The pool has 9 treasures in it. Oh my god, the pool is awesome. But every time you draw a treasure out of it, you fatigue. So, little tiring for our guy, but he has two shots at this. He's going to pick up the 6th treasure. So the 6th card in this deck is his. It's the Flowers of Rest. Holy crap. So he draws the Flowers of Rest. So he's drawing the flower. He draws the Flowers of Rest, which he's going to keep. He fatigues because he drew. He is immediately rest, and all of his chits come back, but he doesn't get his last draw. So he's done. That's it. Poof. And gold magic in the clearing. So he needs to get these out of dodge so that he can actually draw from this damn pool. Witch King hides. Fails once. Succeeds the second time. Alerts a chit and moves in. And he's going to alert a chit. And that's going to be his type 4 chit here. He's going to alert it, which I tilt it. And he's going to use that to blast those 2 ghosts into nothingness. Did any bats appear? No bats appeared. And none were harmed in the filming of this. Remember, the Druid doesn't draw this chit. So those bats will not appear until someone like the Woods Girl comes down. But now, we've got this. So the Witch King is going to stare these 2 ghosts down. They will challenge his supremacy over the dead. And he's going to, for their insolence, blow them back to hell, effectively. So, these are medium creatures. They are not targeting the Witch King because the Witch King is hidden. The Witch King will play this time 0 chit and fatigue that. So this is a time 0 chit. So it is going to hit both of these guys who are placed there. And we roll the Chart of Doom here. So this guy goes down there. The first guy, does he flip or not? He does not. Does the second guy flip or not? He does. Okay. So he needs to do medium damage. It's L and 3 stars. So he can drop up to 2 levels. So everything but a 6 kills the ghost. So first ghost, anything but a 6 kills him. He rolls a 3, the first ghost is dead. The second ghost, anything but a 6 kills a medium ghost. And he rolls a 6 and the ghost lives. That sucks. And I'll tell you why it sucks. Because now this ghost is on our sheet. The Witch King, having no move chits, can't run. He is dead unless he can use magic to not be dead, effectively. And because this guy flipped to a time 2, he is not hittable by all the things he would normally use. What we have to do now, we have to cast something equal to this time. So we're going to cast this. We're going to burn our last. Oh, and we have to do our best chip too. So this chip goes, it's used. We're going to use our last purple. We're going to melt into mist. And poof. We are unattackable. That was an expensive fight for the Witch King. Simply because we burned literally all but one of our purple chits. And we did not even kill everything that we wanted to kill. We only killed half the guys we wanted to kill. We scored 2 as opposed to 4 prowess, but we do have 2 prowess. That is strangely enough worth a point because, again, we're now in second place. So there you go. And frankly, tomorrow we're probably going to just walk on out of there. With the caveat that you really need to get a purple chip back because that's now your defense is melting into mist. So, well, now we need to get it sort of out of dodge because these ghosts are now sort of on us. So we'll figure that out. So that was day 4. I don't think there's any other fights. There are none. So Woods Girl, gonna try one more day, maybe. We are a little bit disappointed in our what we've done here. We're gonna go. We got to move to the Evil Valley. We know a bat can appear. We know that we can draw the octopus to the pool as the Witch King. We could back off into here, but you're going to get serpents. That's no better. The bat would suck a little bit. I don't know if it's worse than the serpents. Probably isn't. Excuse me. Probably isn't any worse than the serpents. I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to back into the Oak Woods. So we're going to move into Oak Woods. We are going to rest. We're going to use our extra enchant phase. I'm going to try to start calling them enchants. I usually do spells. Spell phases. I've done spell phases. Technically, they're enchant phases now. So we'll do our extra enchant phase. I don't know if the card, does the card say extra spell phase still? No, enchant. Okay. So we get an extra enchant. And then we get another enchant phase. So we will get some purple magic back effectively and draw one of these chits back to our deck here. So, and the reason why we're going back to the Oak Woods is Oak Woods has bones. Bones draw ogres. We have diplomats. So if an ogre shows up, we get a free buddy and get a victory point. So no reason not to just go back there and rest because we are safe until the ogres pop once. So that's him. Day 5 is the dwarf is trying to find his last path here. And now, I don't want to meet goblins. Goblins are terrifying to the dwarf. They're too now. The these goblins are okay, I suppose, because they won't auto hit him. These goblins are actually better to fight, but none of these are any good because there's so many of them. You're bound to get yourself hit. You're bound to possibly getting that helmet damage and or destroyed. It's not a good scene. So I don't love where I'm at here. So what I am going to do is I am going to extra hide and search. We're not going to be super brave here. We're going to try to be hidden. And finally, the Druid. So the Druid who has the Flowers of Rest in hand, he needs to get rid of these darn things. Absolutely so. So he's going to move. We're going to move to 1. And we're going to drop the flowers. Then we're going to move back to the pool. And we're going to search and search. So we're going to get 2 searches. We're going to drop these Flowers of Rest. I always get the Flowers of Rest seem to pop up in this game whenever you have something where you're going to fatigue, like the cairns or the pool. I don't know what it is. That's day 5 written. Six, so more bats. Druid is first. So the Druid is going unhidden. He goes here to 1. He is going to drop his prized possession here. So we need to put that there so that people know that there's Flowers of Rest there. We head back to the pool. We're going to draw 2 times in the pool, and we're going to fatigue twice. 2. So we get the second treasure in the pile. It is the Imperial Tabard. I don't think we can carry the Imperial Tabard. We cannot. So you'll see the Imperial Tabard is medium. That means we need a medium chit to carry it, and we do not have a chit to carry it, which stinks because it is a great treasure. We're going to and it's a large treasure, which means we could have sacked it. We have to, well, we don't have to drop it until we move. So we're going to keep a hold of it. I don't really know that there's a point to this. Technically, we do not have to drop this until we want to move. I suppose technically he could roll summon animal until he gets a serpent. The serpent's heavy, so the serpent can carry this. So as long as he's riding the serpent, so any given day, he could ride the serpent, and he could do a melody. So if he rides the serpent, he can go 1, 2, walk the woods 3, 4, and end up there, and potentially sell the tabard. So he's going to hold it momentarily, but he has to fatigue because he drew out of the pool. So he's going to fatigue this fight. And he's going to roll again. So this is his last search of the day, and he gets a 4. And the 4 is going to be the handy gloves. And the handy gloves are fine. He gets a fight M. Doesn't really help him. It helps him if he gets a light weapon. There you go. And that's what he has. And he is done. He has fatigue again. So he's going to fatigue like this. And that is it. He is done. And I don't think any bats appear because nothing appears there. So, done. The Witch King goes 1, 2. The Witch King rests a chit, so he'll rest this one, and he's then going to spell X and spell to enchant, and he is done. The Witch Girl. Witch Girl's annoyed. She's going to hide. She gets a die. That's a hide, so that's her hide. She does hide, and she is hidden. She has 3 searches here, and she finds it finally. So the Woods Girl has found the hoard, and now she's going to get 2 loots on the hoard, and the hoard has 9 treasures. So this is loot 1. 6, she gets the 6th treasure. Magic Spectacles, extra search phase. Very nice. And then last loot here today. Tomorrow she gets an extra search phase. 2. So she gets the 2nd treasure in the pile of the hoard. Oh, it's the chest. So the chest is not going to help her. She cannot carry the chest. She's going to drop it and leave it right there. And that's unfortunate. Those are her loots. Does she have a... No, and nothing appears. And now it's the dwarf's turn, and the dwarf is going to, I think, hide, right? And search twice. So the dwarf is going to hide. So first he rolls his hide die. And he is not hidden. Now he's going to search 2 times. And he's looking for a 3, 2, or 1, and he gets a 3. So he finds that passage. So he gets 2, 3 caves. That is going to click for Navigator. He now has scored. Oops. He has extra hides, search, search. He scores Navigator. That is the first card scored here on day 5 for the dwarf, giving him his first points. He also gets 3 other paths or passages marked off. So what is he going to take? Well, it's a good question. Something that gets him places, right? I am going to say Cliff 6-3, Mountain 6-4. So Cliff 6-3, Mountain 6-4. Those are 2. Those are the first 2 he picks. And anything else? That's a good question. I'm going to say Borderland 5-4. Even though technically those are easier for him to find. There you go. So he is done. He has scored the first card of the game. And he has Diplomat Goblins. Oh, wow. Okay. That is absolutely a winner for him. And the reason being that goblins can appear here. He's going to go sit and probably try to find the lair for X amount of time. And if the goblins do jump him, he can simply befriend them, sort of, right? Or at least get them to disperse. So let's write day 6. That was a very good find for the dwarf. So day 6 for our gal here. She's gonna hide, search, search, search because she just found this thing, and she gets an extra search, so she's gonna have an extra search phase. I think she's gonna loot this place a little bit before she moves on. The Witch King thwarted the tiniest bit with these ghosts. He can go over the other bridge, 1, 2, 3. And then the question is, what does he do after that? What else does he have? His goal is Diplomat Ogres. Bridge Magic will be done. trinket, so he wants to find a giant, effectively. Stink can draw giants, by the way. But he doesn't have a treasure for them. So he does need a small treasure. So he has to find something that's going to give him a small treasure. So I think maybe he moves to the horde. So I think we're going to move to the horde. That is actually the second bridge that he's going to cross right there. So that's him. Our dwarf is going to move to the lair and extra search and search. Is that true, or does he need to be hidden? So the problem with him just searching is this dragon's head will kill him. So I think for at least the first day when he moves in, he's going to extra search, hide ones. And then finally, our druid is going to rest twice, search twice in the pool, and then we'll see where he's at. And that tabard's going to have to go, of course. In fact, I mean, we're not. I mean, no, I mean, we're going to keep. My only fear is that I forget it and carry it with me, and I don't want to do that. But I'm going to put it like this so that we know that it's bad. I'm going to remind myself this is bad by tilting it. Like they did in the 60s Batman series, where all the villains, when they did the camera in all the villains' places, I don't know, you old guys, if you remember, all the villains' layers, they filmed at a slight tilt so that you would be disoriented. So I think that's our 4 days. Our four heroes written their day 6, and so now we need a monster roll. I'm hoping not to get a 6 or a 5. I'm hoping to get something sort of interest here, and it's a 3. So it's ogres, wolves, goblins, and octopi. So a lot of stuff's going to appear today. The druid will go first. He's going to cause problems. And our druid is going to rest 2 times. That pulls back this. He's going to search 2 times. So we're at the pool. We're searching. We're looting. He gets the 5th treasure. There's only 6 treasures left in the pile. He gets the 5th one. Scroll of Nature is great for the druid. He's definitely going to want that. So that's 1. And he has to fatigue again. So he will fatigue his fight shit. And then he's going to roll his second and last time here today. 4th treasure. And that is the Dragon Essence. Ooh, spiffy. So it summons as though it's a smoke chit. And it's a purple source. Now that doesn't help him because he has no purple spells, but it does, it gives him some interesting options. But we need to know it's there because right? Because it's purple and it's always there. And as soon as that happens, he's going to draw the octopus who is going to try to drag him under the water. But he does have a spell for that. He is done. Witch King goes 1, 2, 3, 4. And he is done. There's nothing there. The Woods Girl. So the Woods Girl, this is all important for the Woods Girl. She's going to hide first. And if she doesn't hide, then the Witch King will find the horde. She is hidden, though. Poof, she's hidden. And she's going to loot the horde 4 more times, potentially. So let's roll her 4 loots. This is 1. She gets the 3rd treasure in the pile. Hidden ring. 2. 4th. 3. 6th. Nope. 4. 4th. Phantom Glass. So she makes off with this stuff. So that's pretty cool. The Hidden Ring, not super useful to her, but it is a great treasure. Phantom Glass, she's just going to keep inactive because that thing is annoying. She has a potion for the Druid, so that's intriguing. And she does have a great treasure under her belt there. She is done. I don't think anything appears because it's, yeah, goblins, etc. The dwarf moves up here. He's going to hide because he was in. Oh, no, wait. Is he going to hide? Hold on. What was his role there? He was going to hide because the dragon could appear potentially. So he does hide. He rolls a 1, I believe. So he is hidden. He searches once. He needs a 1 or a 4. 3. So he doesn't find anything, and he is done. So the octopus is threatening our guy, but since his time is 2, we're going to cast. We're going to use this chit. That's our type 8. And this. So we're going to fatigue both of these. This octopus is now under our control for tomorrow. So guide spider octopus on the octopus. And now we get to move that guy somewhere. Huh. I mean, could totally walk him on the other two. We were PvPing. The druid's like, well, suck it up, boys and girls. I mean, he might do it because, well, it's the horde, and that would certainly clear that horde out. So that is day 6, right? We are done with day 6. So we have to write day 7. Day 7, last day of the week, there's magic black and white in our clearings, and we have to figure out sort of what we're doing here. So Woods Girl. So she does know that our druid has an octopus at his behest. They're his control. So she should be a little bit careful. Ultimately, she does have to get through all there. She wants to get this challenge done too. What do we got? And what have we found so far? Hidden Ring is good. That's a great treasure. That is worth 2 points to us. I mean, technically, it's now I'm out of frame. Huh? There we go. Technically, it's 1.5 points, but the druid is just not going to be able to. He's not going to be able to carry that thing around. So we know it's really 2 points for her. The spectacles are great. The vial of healing is going to get us the druid thing. How many treasures are left in the horde? Is it worth one more day here? Probably because she rolls a die. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll a hide. I am going to hide twice, maybe search, and extra search, and that is her day 7. She will loot this thing dry, and then move on. The Witch King. So he will hide because he's worried about the damn druid. He will search once. He will rest once. He will extra enchant and enchant again. So he's going to try to build up some purple magic again so that he can hide when he needs to hide and nuke when he needs to nuke. And he is done. I think that's it for him. The dwarf is going to hide, search, and extra search, and find his stuff there, his lair. And then finally, the druid has 2 moves. And we're gonna rest a little bit. Actually, we technically don't have to rest, strangely enough. So we're gonna do 2 things. So our octopus is a buddy here, so we get to write 2 moves, one for the octopus and one for us. I'm going to how much treasure is left in the pool? There's still 4 treasures in the pool. I can probably draw maybe one of them. Who knows? So I'm going to search, and then I'm going to move to the flowers. And that's going to rest all my crap. And I'm going to drop the tabard. And we'll just actually drop it right now because I just don't think it's worth trying to figure out trying to cast a bunch of times, right? And I am going to take 1, 2, 3, 4. I am going to take this octopus, by the way. And this is the octopus. And he's going to move to the horde. So we're going to move the octopus to the horde. So the octopus is going to block the horde now. And yeah, she probably... But the thing is, it might catch them. Which is going to suck for like the woods girl if it catches her up there. Now, and that's one where you go, it's a little cheesy because only spellcasters can do that, right? The woods girl, since we're not doing PvP, the woods girl is not going to go, well, screw you, and jump him and kill him. We'll do PvP. I haven't quite figured out the logistics yet. We'll do it at some point. So let's figure out then. First off, this is day 7. So first thing is monsters can come off the board. Uh, 3 and 2. So I suppose my question is, does the octopus come off the board? I don't think he does. He's not killed. He's controlled. And of course, this book is terrible to find rules, strangely enough. Game mechanics, blah, blah, blah. Spell effects. We need the morning activities here. So chapter 6 in theory. So give me 2 seconds. Sorry about this. I know this is scintillating watching me look through a book you can't even see. But you know. All right, on the 7th day, all the monsters and unhired natives are prowling, taken off the map, back in the clearing. All the monsters and unhired natives who have a box in the prowling. Dormant denizens stay where they are. Killed denizens come back, of course. The ghosts regenerate every week. Hired and controlled natives and monsters do not return to the board. So the octopus is still in play. So done. The ghosts return to the board, or the ghost who was killed returns to the board. This is day 7. But that's it. Only those 2 and nothing else. Nothing else goes. Druid is first. Oh, and we should hold on. We need to actually one more chit, right? Which is sort of strange. So let me put these back real quick. Because he also goes in, for at least today, because he's a controlled monster. So hold on. Let me make sure. Am I random? Okay, I am random. All right. So I'm like, go. Did I just do a? I didn't notice. Okay. So now we're good. We've dropped him. We've shuffled. Witch King. Okay. So Druid, Woods Girl. Geez, now he's gonna be last. That's weird. Okay. Anyway, um, that those bags always bother me how they behave. So all right. Let's make sure the Witch King is going to hide. Maybe die. Who knows? Yep, he's going to hide. He's not hidden. So he is done. He isn't hidden. And what does he do? He searches once. We have to roll on Magic Sight. He really needs a 3. He rolls a 4, so he perceives spells. So were there any spells, he would perceive them. There are no spells here. And so he is done, and now with his searching. Now he rests once. So he's going to pull this one back, and he's going to flip it. Done. And that is his day. And he is done. The Druid goes. The Druid is going to search 3 times. He's going to fatigue all his darn chits. So he's going to search 3 times in the pool, looking for a 4, 3, 2, or a 1. That's 1 fail. 1 success. Gripping Dust. That's a potion, by the way. That's 2. And a 4. Nothing. Then he moves up here. And because the Flowers of Rest are there, so he has to fatigue 3 once. So he fatigues, let's say, this shit. But then he moves up, hits the Flowers of Rest. The flowers immediately put him to sleep and pull back every chit that he has. And he is done. And the worst part is he doesn't even have a large treasure to sacrifice. He, okay. And he is unconscious. Give me 1 second. I'm filling some crap in here. Okay, done. Woods Girl. The Woods Girl will get one last shot at this treasure site. She's going to hide twice. And she does. So she is hidden. Witch King is not. She's going to drag out of the horde 3 more times. 5 is a fail, I believe. 4 is a success, though. So she gets the good book, which actually isn't terrible for her because she could actually learn stuff out of the good book. So that's 2. This is her 3rd and final, I believe, Enchanter's Skull. Ooh, spiffy. And she is done. So she completes her day with another treasure out of there. And I don't think anything appears here or there. Now the dwarf is going to go. I think the dwarf, hides once and searches twice. So we'll hide once in case that dragon appears, which it didn't. And he does. Hidden. Search twice. He's looking for a 1 or a 4. And he gets a 1. So he's going to find the lair. So the dwarf marks the lair off. And now he gets 1 loot because he has 1 roll left. So we're going to loot this lair, 5. So he gets the 5th treasure in the pile. Toadstool Circle, extra enchant phase. Pointless for the dwarf, but he'll take it. And that is all he gets before the Axe Goblins show. And he's going to immediately pop. So the Axe Goblins are going to show. He is going to pop Diplomat. So I shouldn't even need really brought them out. That was a little bit theatrics for no good reason. And so what's going to happen is he's going to play Diplomat. He's going to score it. So we get ++ Diplomat there. He gets a VP, and he gets one of the Axe Goblins as his follower. And he draws another card. And he gets to locate the altar. And that is the second point for the Dwarf in cards. So I was worried about him being stuck alone up here. And indeed, it sort of has worked out for him so far. And then the octopus goes last. And the octopus can go 1, 2, 3, and 4. And she's fine because she's hidden. But he's going to have to essentially fight the dang octopus. And that's a good question, whether or not he can. Had he alerted, he could have drained life, which would have actually been a little bit of a, FU to the Druid there. He's not alerted. He instead tried to hide and screwed it up. So what he's going to have to do is he's going to have to melt into mist. So he's going to burn that chip, melt into mist, and then, he's going to sit there. He could run out of the clearing, but he'll go. Now the octopus is uncontrolled now. He'll deal with that next week, effectively. So, not a bad week, actually. So we end week 7. The only player to score any of their cards is the Druid. The Woods Girl finds nothing. Card-wise, the Witch King has nothing card-wise, though he has 2 of 3... Yes, he has 2 of 3 bridges completed. I didn't mark the second one off here. So he has 2 of the 3 bridges complete. He can get the third one here in a bit. The Dwarf scores 2 points, Navigator and the Diplomat for the Goblins. And the Druid has nothing. Now, what I will say, though, is a whole lot of treasure pulled. The Woods Girl pulls 5 treasures. The Dwarf pulls 1. The Druid pulls 4 treasures. 3 great treasures are found. Everybody finds a spell book. These 2 find spell books they can use. And both of them have potions for the Druid and the Druid's quest. So if we look at the scores now, the scores, I believe, so the Woods Girl is still winning prowess because she has 3. Woo, big total. She has 3. Although I should say, I should actually stop. So before we finish up this week, I should consider whether or not the Woods Girl is going to try her luck at the octopus. She won't, because she cannot run from it. So she's just going to sit right here. Because if she fails to run, then she is dead. And she can't, she fails to kill it. And she unhides, she is dead. So she's going to have to just sit on this and leave tomorrow. So it did clear the horde out in terms of getting everybody to leave, just a little too late. And frankly, the Witch King can still kill that and score the 8 points if he alerts a Type 5 chit to go and drain life, and he may do that. So I think that is it. I think we have seen our scores here, and our scores currently are: the Witch King has 1 point from prowess, the Woods Girl has 4, 2 because she has 2 great treasures, 2 because she has the most prowess, 3. Just, tiny. The Dwarf scored 2 points in cards, otherwise has nothing else to his name. And the Druid has a great treasure and thus scores 1 point for being in second place there. The scores are 4-2 to 1-1. Not an exciting combat week, but a lot of treasures found. The Druid's strategy came immediately in play because that guide spider octopus, he finds the pool immediately, and so he takes advantage of it. I think next week, then you have him or the woods girl going back to the druid, probably the druid going back to the druid and succeeding at the druid test by handing a potion. That's going to score him another point, and so he'll probably have 2. The woods girl, the octopus is not a good fight for the woods girl. So the woods girl just needs to move on, and she'll probably move down to head to the house to do, or the inn to do the challenge. The Witch King might kill that octopus. Might just be worthwhile to kill it. So we'll see. And then the dwarf is just starting that lair. I think that's it. A good week for everybody, and we will start on week 2 probably sometime tomorrow. And that's all. Hopefully you'll watch that one too. I hope you enjoyed this. Please enjoy these. I hope you enjoy what these Magic Realm games. I love them. Everyone is different. Everyone is sort of interesting in its own way. And I do think we're going to try to get like some kind of PvP set of rules. I've been saying this for weeks and weeks and weeks. I just haven't quite thought of how to do it to make it fair to all the characters. When can you start that PvP process, etc. I want to make it fair and not a bloodbath, because I want to have a game effectively that goes with a chance for all 4 characters to go all 4 weeks. We'll see. All right, I'll talk to you later. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye-bye.